I wanted to make a short video to walk you through some of this because it might be easier to see it than just to read about it. So this is how it will come up. We have your workout TSS here that you'll enter. And I've just left some in there to see some examples. If you work out multiple times in a day, then you could put them into these columns. And this is just simply adding up each of these columns together for a given day. Now here in F, you'll track your actual carbohydrate intake. And then this target will auto-populate for you. We'll come back to that in a second. So when you have, at least 5 to 10 days of training and your diet, put these in here, and you'll see that they're going to fill in these pink dots here. What this is showing us is, as training load increases, how does your carbohydrate intake increase? Okay, if at all. And how tight is that relationship? Now, this matching score is essentially just what's called an R-squared value, but think of it as 100% is that line, a perfectly matched increase or relative increase. Now, if it was a flat line, you might see closer to 0. So I could show you that. For example, if I just shuffle these around and throw them off, I just moved every intake to a separate training load, and we see that there's no relationship between, in this case, the training load and the intake. Whereas, put it back, we see that there is a relationship, and you see that matching score change. This also can tell us on a rest day where you should be around, in this case 203, and then how much more carbohydrate you should have for each additional unit of TSS. Now, it's important to note, if yours looks like this information is not going to give you really anything useful. But if you're already relatively well matched, or at least, let's say, in like the 40 or 50% or higher, and you see the line is good, but the points are scattered around that, well, we want to, maybe a good move is to just shift a little closer to the line. So like in this case, 400 grams or close to 400 grams on a medium training day, maybe it's not as needed, so this person could go down here. So how would that look like? Let's say on January 20th, your training load is going to be, call it 75. Then it tells you, okay, this line would be around 306 grams, and that's kind of what we see right here. This will adjust as you update it. So it's really just to kind of give you a snapshot and an idea, rather than say this is the be-all end-all. This is something we can talk about, and we can dial in more specifically for you. How steep should this line be? Things like that. Also, there's a great app like Hexus, which I highly recommend.